Spoilers, baby. Luke freaking Skywalker! Ah! This is Darth Vader. Luke freaking Skywalker! Hey everybody, welcome to Twin Talk, a video discussion show where twin brothers Chris and Kevin drink and draw while talking about comic books, movies, and all things pop culture. We are your hosts, Chris Hart,
Kevin Hart,
and today we're going to be talking about the action-packed finale of Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Stick around to the end of the episode to see how our drawing of Boba Fett came out.
Boba Fett.
And if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel for more videos.
It is finally here, the season finale of Season 2, and what an episode it was. Action, drama, sadness, pain, everything, excitement, everything that it had to offer. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes of the episode. Kevin, start us off.
It's all been building to this, baby. The Slave One we see is chasing down this Imperial starship. Dr. Pershing, we've seen throughout Season 1 and Season 2. He's on board with these two, I guess, German pilots, Hans and Franz. Boba Fett's chasing them down. We see the heroes board the ship. They release this ion cannon onto them. They're dead in the water. They get on board. And these two pilots, they come out. One of them surrenders right away. He gets blasted away. And then this other pilot does his best Heath Ledger Joker impersonation. He's like, do you want to know what I did to Alderaan? He's trying to toy with Gina Carano's Cara Dune's emotions. Clearly, we see some backstory there that we know that this newly announced Rangers of the New Republic show is going to be coming to Disney+. So obviously, it seems like we're going to be getting more of her story, her origins. So I'm excited to see some of that.
Let's talk about these two Imperial officers real quick. Terrible acting. Also, they looked like they were twins for a minute.
They did look very alike.
Very identical. But then, like, the issue I had is he was saying that he was on the Death Star.
Which one?
Yeah. She really got him with that one. But, the guy was like, he seemed like he was, like, at most 32 years old. He was like, I was on the Death Star. And this was Return of the Jedi. If he was on Alderaan, that would have been A New Hope, which is probably, like, close to 10 years, I guess, in the past, 5-10 years in the past.
Maybe he was a fresh, like,
maybe
Marine.
It was like a young gun in the Empire at the time. But so I had an issue with that, but also terrible acting. I was glad that he got, took a shot to the face, so that was cool. He got sniped. But overall, I loved that this episode started off right from the get with action, with this chase sequence. I could honestly watch a show of the Slave One just flying around all day. Every time I see that thing in action, I'm just like, man, that's gorgeous. And it's such a cool looking ship.
I love the title reveal in every episode.
Yeah.
Even on Disney Plus, when you're going to select the episode, it just says chapter this, that, chapter 15, 16, but it never says the episode title. And every time that intro goes on, I'm so hyped.
When it said The Rescue Man, I was like, let's go. I was like, it's all been building to this. I'm hyped. I felt like I was part of the team. I was like, let's go get this baby.
We're getting Baby Yoda
save his
back.
life and bring him back.
We land on this planet. I don't know what it's called, but either way, they don't give a rat's tit about air pollution. There's like 12 industrial factories blowing smoke clouds into the sky. But we see Bo-Katan. I was excited to see her in Season 2, and I wanted to know more about her. I was wondering about the return of her, and we see her and Klaus Reeves, but we don't see the third dude in the squad.
Axe Wolf, whatever.
Axe Wolf, yeah. I don't know if he was like taking a leak and they just took off without him.
Axl Rose.
Axl Rose. That, or maybe the contract didn't work out with Disney. Who knows?
He was definitely just like a body. He was just a
He didn't say
muscle.
much, anyways, when we did see the squad. So I like the two females, anyways. Klaus Reeves and Bo-Katan. They were sick, so it was cool to see them again. Although I was I was missing Cobb Vanth. I thought we would see him in that bar.
Oh God, I would have loved that. Yeah.
I was wondering because he said maybe our paths will cross, but maybe in future episodes, future seasons. But so far in this season, I didn't see a return of him. I was kind of hoping to see Timothy Olyphant again.
I think he's going to be reserved for that Rangers of the New Republic show. I think he's going to be teaming up with Cara Dune and who else? The two X-Wing. I mean, probably not Filoni's X-Wing fighter, but the other. I don't remember the other guy's name. He's like I think he's Asian, the Asian guy, but he's like a big Star Wars fan. He's definitely going to be in the show, so they're going to incorporate all that to the new show. I love the dialogue between these four Mandalorians, if you will, because not all of them are Mandalorians. Boba Fett. But, like, obviously, the dialogue between them, they realize that he's a clone. She's like, I've heard your voice 1,000 times. You're not a real Mandalorian. I thought that was really cool. And I love that Boba Fett does not give a damn about anybody.
He's got no time for these two.
When he starts, like, walking up to Casca Reeves and, like, being like, watch your mouth, basically. Like, get my name out your mouth. I was like, get it, bro. And then these two start fighting.
We know that the show's got a lot of Western vibes. So what's a space Western without a few,
The bar fight.
poorly, a pub fight. You know?
Yeah.
Also, it was cool to see Casca Reeves, even though Boba Fett wasn't backing down, she wasn't backing down either. Even when he said to Bo-Katan, she was like, "Oh, I've heard your voice 1,000 times." He was like, "Mine will be the last you've ever heard," or something like that. And she was like, "What? You talking about princess like that?" And she immediately goes, throws some blows, and I kind of appreciated that. They were cool when that shot of Boba Fett walking up and the two girls standing up. I was like, that was cool. That was really cool.
I think Boba Fett even says like watch your mouth, princess. You know, he
Pretty
just doesn't
much.
care. Like belittles her. Very cool street talking, trash talking.
Bo-Katan's like children enough, save your energy for the Imperial fighters. If we had this much fight, Mandalore would have been taken over. And we see that she agrees to help the Mandalorian, but in exchange for she has a lot of requests here, by the way.
Absolutely.
She wants the ship to retake Mandalore. She wants the Darksaber. She wants Moff Gideon. She wants the Mandalorian's help to retake Mandalore. So I was like, all right, whatever it takes to get the kid back. But
That's all Din cares about is getting the kid back. He's like,
That's my only priority.
All I want, my top priority is getting this kid back. Do what you got to do. Let me do what I got to do.
But I guess that kind of foreshadows, since this is the season finale, where we're going into these new streaming series, The Rangers of the New Republic, whatever. We see Mandalorian Season 3. Obviously, we'll see him teaming up with Bo-Katan, which I'm excited for because I really like that squad of the Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves. I really like them.
It was just really cool to seeing all these characters from the season come back together for this like battle royale epic finale, and I loved every second of this episode. So they come up with the plan. I loved going back to the beginning of the episode once they take over that Imperial ship to get Dr. Pershing. I just loved once they use the ion cannon, like shuts down as a ship, and just seeing the Slave One like come into frame like above them, and seeing Boba like in the cockpit, and then like them boarding was so cool, so badass. And then we see that they're obviously using this Imperial ship. They're going to use it for a kind of like Trojan horse scheme to get onto Moff Gideon's ship. We know that Din has the coordinates based on the Bill Burr episode from last week. He knows where he's got to be. He knows what he's got to do, and they're just going to attack.
Yeah, Boba Fett's pretending to take out this Imperial starship. We see that they send these TIE fighters, which I thought was a very cool sequence, seeing them getting launched out of the light cruiser.
Beautiful stuff.
Very cool.
Gideon knows that that Din Djarin's coming for him. From last episode, he's like, I'm coming for you. I'm taking that kid back. So he's like a little weary about this. All of a sudden, and I'm sure he recognizes the Slave One too, because it was on the planet when the Dark Troopers took Baby Yoda. I'm sure he was a little weary. At first, you could see it in his eyes. He's like,
something's wrong.
He's like, don't let them on. Release the TIE fighters.
I thought because Bo-Katan was piloting the ship, she is communicating to this Imperial starship that he would recognize her voice and be like, hold up. I was just waiting for like twists and turns throughout this entire episode, but I guess he just didn't recognize her voice. But he was a little bit weary. They get on the ship and they devise this plan to send out the squad of ladies to be like this distraction for Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, to go get the kid out of his cyber prison or whatever.
I really loved the feminism in this episode, like this ladies squad and like the women's like power of women together. It worked very well in this. A lot of things could feel like forced, like even in Avengers Endgame, like the whole like women's sequence. I know a lot of my friends and everybody's like, oh, that's kind of cringe, but this episode really works. Like this is when like feminism is done properly. It's just like it's natural, it flows naturally, and they're all badasses. So it's like, of course they would be able to take on these stormtroopers, and they even said like whatever threat comes our way, we got this. Prior to getting onto Moff Gideon's ship, we see Dr. Pershing cough up all the secrets without any hesitation. He's just like, yeah, you got to get here. This is where Baby Yoda is. Dark Troopers are here. You got about like 12 minutes before the Dark Troopers get like
gives them
warmed
like
up.
the blueprint of the entire starship.
Yeah. So they from the get, they already know where they got to go, what they got to do. So he's just like, he feeds them all this info. And was he seen for the rest of the episode? I don't even remember.
No, I think that was the last. Well,
So
I'm
what
pretty
happened
sure
to
it's the
him?
last we'll see of him, honestly.
I wonder what happened to him.
They already got all the blood from Baby Yoda, so what purpose would this character serve at this point,
I wonder if he's like just tied up like hog style in the back of the Imperial thing. And
Probably just still on the ship.
Someone just finds him like naked with like an apple in his mouth.
But once they do arrive on this starship, we see once again stormtroopers put up zero fight. They're all getting killed by like 4 people.
And thank God Moff Gideon got these Dark Troopers.
He wised up. Even I think Dr. Pershing said he was like, the humans were the last weakness of the stormtroopers. I'd say, definitely.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is 3rd generation troopers. It's basically like their iPhone 12. He's like, we upgraded, and they're just like, men killing droids at this point.
Which is funny because we don't see them in the Disney sequel trilogy. So I guess this was like the failed experiment. You know?
I know.
Very cool looking characters.
They're just so cool looking. They look
even awesome, yeah.
Even the way they like the light reflect their colors, black and red. They just look so clean.
Yeah, they're like menacing but clean and fresh at the same time. And every shot with them, I was happy that they showcased them this much in the episode.
Yeah,
even
after
though
building them up for season 2.
And at first, like it seemed, we see Mando takes on one of them and he like puts them out into space, and I was like, "There's no way that's the last of them."
I know. Yeah, he gets to the cargo bay barely on time. One of them manages to escape, pries the doors open. We see their strength. He's struggling to put up a fight with even just one of these dark troopers, and there's a whole like platoon waiting.
There's a lot of them. Yeah,
they're banging on the glass. And we see he goes alien and just sends him out the cargo bay into space.
That was a pretty scary scene. I'm not gonna lie. When he's like rushing, he's got like the Imperial data stick or whatever. And he sees the door opening. And
they're right there.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Joe, bro, put that in there. Like, shut that thing. And then, like, the one of them goes, like, Terminator on him and just, like, opens the door.
Yeah, it felt like Terminator because I was like, how do you defeat these things? He's pulling out all the bag of tricks. He's got his flamethrower. It's like, what is that doing to me? It kind of, like, even looks at him and sneers at him a little bit.
Throws him
out of the way. He does a little missile wrist launcher. Again, just, like, bullets bouncing off of Superman. And finally, we see that this Beskar staff comes in handy, and he just like
the spear
plows it right through his head, kills the thing. And like you said, Chris, I was totally like, no way. We're not even like 15 minutes into the episode, and he sends these guys into space. It's like that was way too easy. Horse apples. We're seeing these guys again.
I knew they were coming back.
Ludwig Göransson's score too was awesome for these Dark Troopers. It was like nuts and bolts and like wrenches kind of spinning, and it was
I gotta listen to it again.
Very menacing, very mechanical, very cool. I'm actually probably gonna buy it on vinyl, the season 2
That'd be awesome.
score.
I loved once he like released them into space though. Like I knew, because I was like, they're not humans. They don't need oxygen.
Yeah,
they can fly. We know that. With the rocket jets.
They'll be back.
So like it took them a while to come back, but I knew they were coming back. The fight we've all been waiting for. Gideon, Mando, he walks into the chamber where Baby Yoda is. Grogu's sitting there cuffed up. He can't use any force powers. I'm assuming that thing like debilitates him. Gideon's just holding the dark saber over his head. Let him know you come any closer, this guy's getting axed.
When you got handcuffs for kids, you know you're the bad guy.
Yeah, and you're holding a weapon over his throat.
You're holding up a weapon to this kid. I mean, granted he has the force, but like you're holding up a weapon to this thing that's like, not even like 2 feet tall.
For a second, I believed, and you didn't watch Breaking Bad.
No.
But this actor, what's his name? Giancarlo Esposito? Mm-hmm. This guy is so good at making you want to, like, trust him. Because
he got me. He convinced me. Yeah.
No, but, like, see, that's what I'm saying. I saw Breaking Bad, so I knew, I was like, this guy is playing him. He's like, don't you dare, like, lower your guard here. He's like, just take the child. I already got what I want from him. I see your guys bond. I respect that. Take him. Let's go our separate ways.
He put up a compelling argument. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I saw Breaking Bad. I knew this guy's not right, because he looks at he runs a chicken joint. He looks so he looks so innocent, right? Yeah, but he's just dealing meth on the side, and he's killing people left and right. So the second that Mando goes down, we see that he takes a darksaber, starts trying to get him, but we know that Beskar's holding up.
I was definitely excited to see Moff Gideon finally, after flexing this darksaber all season long. We got some sort of battle royale between him and Mando. And it was just cool, especially after what we left off in Chapter 15 when he was basically like, I'm coming for you. It was so cool to see them go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, and he already knew he was coming for the baby. So a smart move on Gideon's part to just be like chilling with the weapon above his head. Because like we know the women went for the front of the ship and he wasn't going to be there. Like he's not going to be on deck there. Like
of course, he said he was like, assume I know everything. He was like one step ahead of everybody. Even we see when he does Mando defeats Moff Gideon in this sword fight, he claims this dark saber. And this was a total plot twist to me, I guess, because it goes into the animated series, The Clone Wars. Apparently, this ancient Mandalorian way is that you can't just take it, you have to win it in a battle.
She even said it earlier in the episode. She was like, make sure you leave him for me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to, she's like, I don't care if I kill him, but he just needs to surrender to me. I wish she went more in detail because now we have to have Bo-Katan and
Mandalorian
fight each other. It's like, that would have been useful information, 10 minutes prior to like being like, oh, I got to fight you now. Yeah.
Which I thought this was going to develop a little bit more, this fight. I thought this was going to be like, oh man, like there's going to be a big high stakes plot twist. Because it was definitely a plot twist to me, but we see, I guess we'll just wait for it in the new season.
I'm sure.
Or some other story. Because even Din Djarin was like, I ain't got time for this. I got the kid. Just take it. It's yours. Yeah.
Maybe she'll just be like, oh, like, leave it on the back of a truck.
I know.
Found it on the back of a truck.
5-finger discount.
Yeah, but the we know immediately this gets disrupted because guess who's back?
Back
again.
again.
Dark
Luke
Troopers
is back.
No, I went Dark
Dark
Troopers. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Yeah, so Dark Troopers are back. We'll get to Luke in a minute. Obviously, this is spoilers. But Dark Troopers come back. We knew they were coming back. Thank God they're back because I was like, I need to see more of them. They're just so badass looking, and they're such a threat to me. I was just like, they can't be killed corny like that. So they came back, and we know that everybody's on the bridge of the ship, and it looks like there's no way out. And for me, it was just cool seeing all these characters come together that like throughout the season. Even having Moff Gideon there on the floor, like begging for his life, was just cool.
He was just playing everyone though too. He's so funny. He was like, between the Darksaber conflict, and then he was like, everyone's gonna be dead in this room besides me.
I was like, are we really gonna listen to this guy?
Who's sitting on the floor?
He's the villain. You know?
Yeah.
Why are we gonna trust a villain to like cause conflict between the good guys? It's just like it's too late for this.
I was even like Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber. Okay, kill him.
Yeah.
We got the Darksaber,
and he's got like a gun. He's covering up. I think it was Bo-Katan that puts him on the ground right next to a blaster. It's like, come on, guys. You know, Dark Troopers are back. They're making their way through the ship. Looking terrifying. They're all walking in unison. They're like, and they're coming with their guns. They pull up to the bridge. They put these double doors on. They start punching their way through because like that's their logic. They're just like, we got time. Soil yourself. We're coming in. And
which they probably would have had more
door.
time in the cockpit, but they were like, close the security doors.
Yeah, like the double doors.
Because otherwise, how would these Dark Troopers would have known where any of them were? They would have had to like scouted the whole ship, and they could have bought themselves a little bit more time. Maybe gotten it off of the ship. But plot's purpose was leading us to what comes next.
We see this one X-Wing pulls up, and
it's the Asian dude.
Yeah.
How disappointing would that have been?
I was like, Luke Skywalker fans globally right now are gonna be so pissed if this Asian dude walks out. I was like, if this is, because we know Grogu talked to somebody in the Force, he reached out, but we only know there's a couple Jedi left between Ezra, Luke, and
possibly Mace Windu. I was blown away that we got Luke.
Yeah, or even the guy from Jedi Fallen Order, which I just started playing. Great game. Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order, which also would have been cool.
I feel like though I can't believe, or Mace Windu, possibly he survived. We don't see this on-screen death. We know that resurrections are abundant in Hollywood, so we couldn't rule that out. But, I think that like Ezra or Cal from the video games, I think that would have been too narrow of an audience for a general audience to understand, like, who is this?
It would have pissed off Luke Skywalker fans.
It would have been,
globally. I'm telling you, bro. Like I said,
I'm just shocked, though, that they went full bore and gave us Luke Skywalker.
Especially since, the whole, I love Last Jedi, but since the fiasco of Last Jedi and Luke Skywalker fans being like, not my Luke, him having, complete different change of character. People got to remember, too, that his character development, it was 30 years after Return of the Jedi. It's not
it can't be the same character, yeah.
But in this show, it takes place, right after Return of the Jedi, so we know Luke is going to be just as badass as he was in Return of the Jedi and, looking to maybe train some new Jedis, and once he hears that call, he's going to respond to it. Even
Baby Yoda, Grogu, he's you can see his ears perking up. I think he even touches the the CCTV. He's
he knows something's coming. Yeah,
which I thought was cool because this whole time, even they were kind of throwing hints, and I was just shocked. Again, I was like, "There's no way they're going, go hard or go home, throwing Luke Skywalker in this. There's no way."
Luke freaking Skywalker.
I could not believe it. But this X-wing shows up. That was a dead giveaway. And then we see on the closed caption TV, the gray screen. It was cool because we couldn't see what color the lightsaber was, but we just knew it was a Jedi. So it's like, who is this? Who is this person? And then we see the dark cloak. We see he's got the one hand and the glove hand. I was like, could be Mace Windu if they're going that route. Samuel Jackson, because we know his
hand
got, it would have been such a disappointment. But I was expecting it. I was like, they're probably going to go B-list Mace Windu. And then we see the green lightsaber in all its glory, and I was like, no way. I was still just in disbelief, even up until the point where he comes into the room. I was like, Luke freaking Skywalker. I can't believe they just did this.
Unreal, man. Chilling. Everything about it. I was screaming on the couch.
Everyone was like, turkey is done.
My nipples were so hard I can carve my name into cement. That's how chilling this episode was. And they did a great job, too, like you said, his entrance in. You see the one X-Wing. We were expecting maybe a squadron, but that was a hint of enough, okay, it's not Ahsoka. She didn't have an X-wing. Like, who else has an X-wing?
There was so many
Luke
ways they
Skywalker.
could go about this because even Boba, he takes off. It's like, all right, maybe he got some help. He got the rebellion.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
But
Yeah.
this was epic entrance.
And even when they're like Bo-Katan's like,
Identify yourself.
identify yourself, and he's already pulling in. He's coming in. He knows what he's got to do. He knows that.
It's like, you know who I am.
Yeah,
you know who I am.
He was like, I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now.
It's like,
and
look
he
at me,
comes
look at
in
me.
and he just like, oh God, it was so good. Like you said, like doing the black and white TV, you don't know what color lightsaber it is. The second I saw the green, I was just like, he was screaming on
Everyone's
my couch. I was like,
losing their
let's
mind.
go. And then you see like the robot hand and he's just like using the force and just like pushing dark troopers left and right and like, just, oh God, it was
Which
so
was
good.
cool because-
kicking ass, taking names, bro. And he was just, killing it.
It was cool because it reminded me of that scene with Darth Vader in Rogue One. We know obviously Anakin Skywalker, he's Luke's father. So we see that kind of like mirror image of
It's poetry. It's
poetry, the circular, the saga.
saga.
We see that Luke comes in through this hallway with all these dark troopers, and he's just crushing these dark troopers. Literally, he's using the Force. He's taking them out. This one's like trying to blast. It was just so cool to see.
That last dark trooper he takes out before entering the bridge, he's just like just crushing him, and like you could see like why the Emperor in Return of the Jedi would have wanted Luke to become
So
come over
powerful.
to the dark side because he's Vader's son, and it's just like I said, like you were saying that dichotomy of that scene in Rogue One where Darth Vader just like that was an amazing scene. Darth Vader killing everybody, and then this one, Luke. It was just very reminiscent.
Now saving everybody.
So
Yeah.
cool, father and son duo. They're both just such badasses. Fan service to the umpteenth degree. This was amazing, absolutely amazing. This whole season, man, crushed it with the fan service.
It really picked up the pace. And then once Luke does save everybody, if you didn't need a mop bucket from Luke, you need a mop bucket for the tears that you're about to shed when Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, takes his helmet off and kisses the baby goodbye,
Oh God, and you're sad to see Baby Yoda go, but you also know it's like what's that saying? Like if you love something, let it go.
Set it free.
Yeah, and like we know that he's got to let him go, man. He's got to go do his thing. He's got
That
to
was
go.
the whole point of the mission.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of bittersweet because it's just like you've grown so attached over 2 seasons with these characters, and they become like a father and son, surrogate father and son, but also like who better to leave your kid with than Luke Skywalker? The guy that just saved the entire galaxy. And it's like just between the music, the acting, Pedro Pascal's acting with this puppet.
Oscar worthy.
Yeah, it's just like he's just
Incredible.
staring. I mean, those puppeteers are amazing with that thing.
Yeah, they deserve the
it's
any
like-
awards that there are for that.
Yeah, they do anything with that thing. They make it so realistic.
But before all this, even we totally brushed over this. Everyone, even the Dark Troopers, they stop dead in their tracks. They know, okay, there's a new perceived threat on board.
Real recognizes real.
Yeah, exactly. They get, obviously they get catted. And then Moff Gideon, too, he's like, takes the coward's way out. He's trying to kill Bo-Katan. He's trying to kill the baby. Then once that all fails, he's like, pulls the gun on himself.
I literally like just laughed out loud.
And then Cara Dune does like, Cara
She's
Dune,
like, not today.
she does like a Batman Arkham Asylum counterattack B button. And she just like,
She's like,
outs him.
You like prison and penis? Because he's going to jail.
Yeah. The day seems saved. Baby Yoda, Grogu, goes with Luke Skywalker, but not before. Was he bluffing or was that true? He said we got all we needed from him. We need the blood. So are they still going through with this plan? Even Bo-Katan with this dark saber. What's the come of it all? This was a total cliffhanger ending.
I think they definitely have his blood, and that's.
I guess they were just
up,
planting seeds.
That's going to set something up for next season. We'll talk about that. We're going to do a companion video about our season 2 overall thoughts and our expectations and theories for season 3. So check that out. Again, bittersweet moment. We know that this was the mission the whole time, that eventually they would have to separate and part ways, but it's just you grew so attached to them over the 2 seasons. It's just such an emotional ride, even with the music, the score going. And then once he's got Luke Skywalker takes Baby Yoda, he's got him like over his shoulder. He's like looking back at Din Djarin, and he's looking back, crying. He's a mess. We're a mess.
R2D2 saves the moment, though, by the way. Everyone stops the crying, and we're like, oh, R2.
Yeah. You're just happy that he's there. But even that was like, oh, that's so good, man. Like seeing the different characters from the OG trilogy meet up
It was
with
so
these.
cool seeing that, like, not the clash, but the merge of the original trilogy and the modern characters of the Mandalorian. It was just so cool to see that. And the anime
So
of the
well
Clone
done,
Wars.
man.
So well done, yep.
Luke takes Baby Yoda. He turns around. They give him one last look. And then very reminiscent of like the OG trilogy once like the door shuts. So like it was like, dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
Yeah.
But instead of like happy music, we get a little bit of like sad, like bittersweet music, and it's like that music hits on a different level because I'm just like, man, it's over. Like they did it, man. They got the baby. They're apart now. Now we just pray for the best. Now we just keep Grogu in our prayers at night, and we just hope that the Force, takes good care of him. We know that he's gonna come back like a total badass. It's just so poetic too that Yoda trained Luke in Empire and Jedi, and now we're gonna get a seasoned Luke training Baby Yoda. And that's just like, that's so poetic, and it's just so good. Like,
I'm surprised you didn't say anything too about like recognizing.
Like, oh yeah, I knew your grandpa.
So
I knew
like,
Pop.
Mark Hamill, was that him on set? We were waiting for Sebastian Stan. I'm pretty sure everyone would have been okay with that, but people might have been upset if it wasn't Mark Hamill. Was it a body
He's
double?
alive. Why not?
De-aged. What did they do? The de-aging technology. Some of it looked a bit rough, but who cares? It's freaking Luke Skywalker.
I'm sure they're gonna eat it up online and be like, "Oh, he looked terrible."
Yeah.
But it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's just like we've wanted Luke Skywalker.
I'm still just shocked that we got Luke Skywalker in this episode. It's just funny to me too. It's like, was that his voice? Because I know he's a very famous voice actor between the Batman animated series and everything else. Did he make his voice sound younger, or was that just like dubbed footage?
They probably dubbed it. His voice is much different from what it was. He's
all
more
these
raspy now.
All these like audio engineers are trying to put together like one sentence from all like the syllables and nouns he's pronounced in the original trilogies, and they're probably just like spending 17 hours, and he's just like, "Are you a Jedi?" And Luke Skywalker's just like, I am. Like that was like 4 days worth of work for probably those audio engineers.
ILM was just like they were like finning it, trying to get it together like by deadline just to get like 2 syllables. But either way, I don't even care how he looked, man. It could have been like claymation. That would have been hyped because Luke Skywalker came in kicking ass, man. Just like that's what I've wanted to see, like him doing force pushes. That's what everybody wanted to see in Last Jedi. And it didn't come through, so this is redemption for the character. Even though, again, I love Last Jedi. We're going to get into the Disney sequel trilogy in separate videos to come. Once Mandalorian dies down, we'll have some more time to do those. Revisit the sequels, prequels, and OG trilogy. And we hope you guys look forward to that, because we've had a blast doing Mandalorian. Kevin, final thoughts on the episode of the finale? I thought it was an excellent ending. There was a few things that were twists and turns, plot-wise, that I thought could have went a different direction. For instance, like... I thought Bo-Katan was gonna almost like Guardians of the Galaxy. Chris Pratt, what's the character's name? Star-Lord, yeah. Star-Lord. I thought he was gonna go Star-Lord on us. Peter Quill in Avengers Infinity War with Thanos when they're getting like the glove off. Yeah. I thought we were gonna like almost save the day, and then Bo-Katan, because she was like so hell-bent on getting this Darksaber and taking out Gideon that I thought she was almost gonna like ruin the day. Ruin the mission, yeah. Before we leave this video, though, we have to talk about it, because I had no idea until I called you that there was a end credit scene, Marvel style. Disney, bro. Apparently, we're getting this, Disney had their investor day. They announced all these new shows and series and movies, but they left out the Book of Boba Fett, which is coming Christmas of 2021. And we see Boba Fett. We're very familiar with the planet he goes to. He's Tatooine, the 2 suns. We see Jabba's palace. We know exactly what's going down here. He enters, goes down the stairs, Fennec Shan's lighting people up left and right. Big Fortuna, pun intended, because this dude's like 4,000 pounds at this point. He gained some weight, man. He's been eating good. Yeah, I guess when you're a Hutt, you're just like, you're eating good in the neighborhood. We see Boba Fett comes in, and he's just like, oh, Boba, yeah, I heard rumors that you might have been alive. How you doing, man? How you doing? Like, obviously, he might have burned him in the past, because seems like it. Boba's not having any of it. He just shoots him right in the chest, and he's just laying there on the throne. I don't even think Boba says a word. He's just like, bam! He just lights him up. Yeah, I'm sure he, like, again, we said, is Boba Fett a good guy? But no, we know he's just a guy making his way through the galaxy. So it's like, who knows what this sets up? I remember before Mando came out, they were talking about a Boba Fett show that was going to be like Underworld. So this is definitely going to set that up. And yeah, I was surprised when they announced all the buttload of Disney Plus Star Wars announcements of series and films coming to Disney Plus. I was surprised. I was like, wasn't there rumors of a Boba Fett spinoff series? And then this was kind of just like, oh, okay. Again, I didn't think it was necessary, because I thought he worked so well in The Mandalorian, but... This was an epic reveal, though. After seeing him in The Mandalorian... Keeping that hidden was very cool. Yeah, after seeing him in Mando, though, it's like, just give me more Boba Fett. Fans have been waiting 40 years to see him back in action. We have to see. The Book of Boba Fett, if it doesn't open with him crawling out of the rectum of the Sarlacc, I walk. What timing with this Boba Fett reveal, too? I mean, unfortunate with the passing of Jeremy Bulloch. He died yesterday. He was 75 years old. He's famous for his role as Boba Fett in the OG trilogy and Empire and Return of the Jedi. So, rest in peace to him. Grateful for his contribution to the Star Wars galaxy far, far away. He'll be in our memory. And we're just grateful that his character lives on, and we're excited to see the new stories that Boba Fett will have in this new series, and we're hyped for it. Let us know what you guys think. Anyways, that about wraps up today's episode of Twin Talk. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, comment below to join the discussion, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll see you next time. Peace!